Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. Today we're discussing the Panerai Luminor Base Destro PAM00219. You can see this manual wind left-hand Panerai Luminor on our website. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you enjoy these videos, and please click on the card in the upper right-hand corner of the screen to own this modern classic from our website. We have full pricing details, additional high-res images that don't include my wrist, and of course all accessories included in the sale if you click on the card in the upper right-hand corner. Now on my wrist, 6 1/3 inches, 16 centimeters in circumference, you can see that this is the classic 1993 to present Panerai Betterini case, sometimes known as the tuna can. It's squat, it's cushion shaped, it's 44 millimeters across, not including the crown guard, but this one features the Destro opposite-handed crown arrangement seen on a handful of historic Panerai pieces from the military era and several special ambidextrous editions like this one in the era of civilian Panerai, and that's an important note to make. The watch is designed to be worn by lefties or righties. I'm wearing it comfortably as a right-handed watch user, and on my left arm it looks and it feels as comfortable as any standard Panerai Luminor. Now the watch does have a distinctive aesthetic though, so those of you who feel Panerai, if you've seen them one, you've seen them all, and perhaps object to the brand on that basis, this could be the Panerai Luminor for you. It's stridently, distinctively, and proudly different. Now the watch is actually fairly thin on the wrist, 14.5 millimeters thick. You would expect a bit more, but manually wound and with a generously sloped conical bezel, it will slide underneath a sport jacket or blazer cuff, just not the tightest of dress cuffs. 53 millimeters from lug to lug. It's very wearable on a smaller wrist, and I would say, though mine is 16 centimeters in circumference, as long as your wrist is shaped fairly oval, flatter across the top than it is on the sides, you should be able to wear this watch with security on a wrist as small as 14 centimeters in circumference. It's really all case. The lugs are small and sharply downward tapered, so the watch does sort of sling itself around the wrist rather than flaring out if you're borderline for it. Ergonomically, it's excellent. Now you'll also note that the strap is a little bit more upscale than conventional Panerai, whereas a minimally treated calf skin is fairly standard, or a rubber strap on Panerai Luminor watches. This one is alligator. Dark black with rectangular scales, it's generously bolstered down the center to add substance, contrasting stitched at the edges, and sheer cut down its flanks for a very handsome, substantial, rich, and refined appearance. It's paired with a oversized trapezoidal polish pin buckle in steel Panerai style for easy on-the-fly adjustability. Now you'll see the lugs, they are traditional Panerai. You remove the strap using a standard screwdriver, so you can start strap swapping as soon as you receive the watch. It takes standard sized non-proprietary straps, and there is a universe of Panerai factory and aftermarket options. Strap swapping is half the fun of owning a Panerai, and this PAM00219 is ready to start. Now you'll note the case, all of high polished steel with the exception of the crown guard. The crown guard, as ever, the icon of modern Panerai, not just the Luminor model line. However, because this particular model had a long run, you could see that this example, which hails from the P series, which was 2013, features the runner bearing inside, and you can just see it, the runner bearing inside the cam lobe that holds the crown secure. So it's smoother in its operation than the earlier variants of this watch, so there are advantages to buying a later model, and this is one of them. Now, the crown guard offers all aspect protection, unlike conventional crown guards, which are just shoulders. Moreover, it's easy to release the crown locking lever when your hands are wet, sweaty, or gloved. The original functional logic of this military-derived equipment, still holding true decades after its inception. It's something unique to Panerai, distinctive but also very functional. Now the watch has a sandwich dial, as you can see, a stencil featuring the indices and the Arabic numerals over a fully luminescent disc. This is historically accurate. It also creates a unique sense of depth when you look down at the dial. It's unadorned, but it's also nuanced, and the nuance comes both during the day when you're staring down through the wells at the base, and during the night when the walls of the wells are illuminated by the luminescent disc below. It creates a unique, almost eerie, and quite bright spectacle. The watch is all about legibility. Night, low light, daylight, anytime. This is a special timepiece, and many would say the two-hand base Panerai models are the purest of the Luminor references. Also one for the purists, the caliber OP10. Now, historically, Panerai watches during the military years were always powered by customer calibers derived from pocket watches, and that continues here. OP10 is derived from the Unitas 6497, but dramatically modified, quite handsome. The bridges have been altered, work's been done to create a deep and rich Côte de Genève. There's a sharp anglage across all the bridges. There's a swan's neck regulator. The beat rate has been stepped up from the standard 18,000 to 21.6, and the power reserve has been increased to a solid 56 hours, so you can wind the watch every other day. Now, if you think that, well, it's machine finish, so it doesn't really count, look up Panerai PAM00219 and take a look at what an unfinished 6497 looks like. It's the difference between sausage and steak. This is the steak. Beautiful to look at. It's also a case study in how mechanical watches work, as you can trace the flow of power from the crown to the crown wheel to the ratchet wheel, held in place by the click in the click spring, underneath that the mainspring barrel, channeling power through a traditional pocket watch center wheel, third wheel, fourth wheel, escape wheel, lever, impulsing the balance with hairspring and center. 17 joules, quite tough, and again, as a pocket watch caliber and a Panerai sport watch, historically accurate as well. With 300-meter water resistance, simply throw this one on a rubber or a textile strap, and you're ready to get wet and wild this summer with the Panerai Luminor Destro PAM219.